I'm Kevin, and today I want to talk to you about why in China, when you shop online or order food delivery through an app, the delivery speed is so fast. As you might know, a lot of bloggers who come to China are amazed to discover something called Taobao, which is super convenient. You can buy all sorts of things online here. Then your order will be delivered to you within 2 days, or at most 3 or 4 days, and you can buy a lot of things made in China right from your hotel. Another thing is that many people are amazed at just how fast food delivery is in China. Here, if you order a cup of coffee, it might be delivered to you in just 15 minutes. If you order a hot Americano, it could even arrive so hot that it's almost too hot to hold. And if you order your work lunch, for example, while you're at the office, if your lunch break is at 12 o'clock, the time you can eat, you might just need to place your order at 11:30, and sometimes it will even arrive early, maybe by 11:50. So it only takes about 20 minutes. It's really incredibly convenient. Any tourist who comes to China or anyone who has lived in China will know just how convenient this really is. But actually, there are some things behind the scenes that you can't see. For example, let's talk about food delivery. Normally, when we go out, let's say you draw a circle with a radius of about 5 kilometers around your company. Within that 5 kilometer range, you can go anywhere using an electric bike. It might take maybe half an hour if you keep to the speed limit, but that's assuming you don't speed and you stop at every traffic light without running any red lights. In that case, you might be able to get there within half an hour. But why can delivery drivers get your food to you so much faster? Because they run red lights. Most delivery drivers will run red lights, and their speed is extremely fast. Actually, the electric scooters that Chinese delivery riders use are probably not the same as the ones regular people use. So, what's different about them? First, the speed of their scooters is extremely fast. Second, their battery life is especially long because they need to ride all over the city all day, right? That makes sense. But their speed is really fast. However, actually, starting from last year, according to China's road traffic safety law, the electric bikes that are sold are not allowed to exceed a speed of 25 kilometers per hour. But in reality, many food delivery riders can get their electric bikes up to 50 or 60 kilometers per hour, which is already close to the speed of a motorcycle. That's already almost as fast as a car. It's extremely dangerous, honestly, really, really dangerous. But in order to get the delivery into my hands and not be late, they have to do this. They have no choice because if they're late, the platform will deduct money from their pay, which will affect their income. He also has his own wife and kids waiting for him at home. He has a whole family to support, so there's no other way. He has to do this. And then there's express delivery, like couriers. For example, if I send something from my hometown in Yunnan, in the southwest of China, to my current city, Hefei, normally if you drive, it would probably take about 2 days since you need to rest along the way. But in Yunnan, for example, right now I'm running my own small business trading black truffles. I'm starting my own venture. So, for instance, a few days ago, I ordered a batch of black truffles from my hometown in Yunnan to here. It's over 2,000 kilometers, more than 2,000 kilometers. And then the courier company delivered it to me in less than 24 hours. I placed the order with my supplier yesterday afternoon around 4 o'clock, and before noon today, maybe around 11, I had already received my package. You can do the math. It was probably less than 20 hours, maybe not even 20 hours. That's incredibly fast for over 2,000 kilometers. Yeah, but what about along the way? Along the way, the drivers delivering my package were all working overtime, pushing themselves hard. They probably didn't even have proper work and rest schedules. Maybe they work in shifts. For example, one delivery driver starts at 8 in the morning and drives until 8 at night. Then he rests while another driver takes over and keeps driving. Only by doing this can the delivery arrive so quickly. So online shopping is really convenient for us. I've heard that in North America, for example, if you order something online, it might take about 5 to 15 days to arrive, and that seems pretty normal there. And for example, if you order takeout, it might take over an hour or even 2 hours to get a pizza delivered, right? But yeah, but I mean, it really is very convenient here, but actually, what's behind all this? It's actually a result of our current economic development. It's a situation that we just have to accept. It's a state we're forced into, I can only say, because obviously working around the clock in shifts like that isn't healthy for anyone. And rushing through the city at such high speeds, running red lights, that's also it's not something to be encouraged because it's extremely dangerous, really dangerous. We often see news here, like food delivery riders running red lights and then getting hit by cars and things like that. Sometimes when you see it, it's really heartbreaking. Why do I say this? Because in our industry, in this country, maybe, well, we really do have 5,000 years of history, and we truly have a brilliant past. But as for the founding of our country, from 1949 until now, it's only been a little over 70 years, just over 70 years. And in these 70 some years, it's only recently that we've really started to become prosperous. It was only then that real social progress began, that the economy started to develop and rise. That was around 1989, so if you think about it, from 89 until now, it's only been 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. In 40, 45 years, over these 45 years, our technological development, our standard of living, and our industrial growth have actually caught up with most of the developed countries in the world. Well, our standard of living, maybe our wages and income levels are a bit lower, but that's because our population is just so large, and the country's wealth might not be distributed very evenly. But for the average person, our basic standard of living really is. For example, we've already caught up with some developed countries, but the price behind this has been highly efficient, extremely fast paced operations, maybe a bit like Japan in the 1990s, when Japan was also at the height of its glory. Back then, Japan even boasted that it could buy half of America, right? Life was really good at that time. Just like back then, Japanese people were also extremely hardworking, and their work ethic was intense. What we call involution here, they were very diligent, often working overtime, and took everything very seriously. And then, they were also in a stage of rapid economic growth, so what we're experiencing now is very similar to that time. The only difference is, after adding the internet into the mix, the side effects brought on by this rapid development have become even more distorted. It becomes even more distorted because of the internet. The internet amplifies things, and its involvement makes these negative effects even bigger. So that's how things are. Let's take food delivery as an example, okay? If the food delivery can't arrive in such a short time, we might say, well, then I just won't use your app. I won't order on your platform. Maybe if I go buy it myself, it'll be even faster, right? So, the platform forces delivery workers to deliver food within an extremely short period of time. And they have to do things that might even be illegal, like running red lights, or doing very dangerous things, like speeding a lot while driving through the city, and then weaving in and out all over the place like that. Because the platform needs this kind of thing to grow its business so it can make money, and the delivery riders have to do these things in order to earn money. And we might need this kind of service to even want to place an order, to order food on their app. All right. And it's the same with e-commerce. E-commerce platforms also need to meet these same standards to provide us with what seems like very convenient services. Yeah, so how should I put it? Everything has two sides. While we're enjoying these benefits, there are actually some things we need to organize and sort out. But all of this takes time. For now, we can only focus on doing things well, and then later. For now, we can only say, let's get things done first, and then do them well. Maybe in the future, we can introduce some laws and regulations, or even create special lanes just for couriers and food delivery workers, so they can travel at higher speeds. Or maybe we could use drones to deliver food, or self driving cars to deliver food. These are all possible, but this might cause food delivery workers to lose their jobs. So hopefully, there will be other industries that can absorb these people who become unemployed. If we can do all these things well, then it really will be even better. So, this is actually one of the reasons why food delivery and courier services are so fast in China. That's the story behind it. That's why I really hope that self driving trucks can hit the road quickly. Because if that happens, actually, We can ensure that a package gets delivered to you quickly while also allowing truck drivers and couriers, how should I put it, to have less work related stress so they can focus more on their own lives. Because of this, the standard of living has indeed improved tremendously over the past 40 or 45 years. But moving forward, we might need to pay more attention to our mental well being or to quality of life, benefits, and welfare, things like that. These are some of the reasons behind the incredible speed and convenience of express delivery and food delivery in China. All right, if that's the case, Gavin hopes you enjoyed this video.